Your car's smart features might be the reason it won't survive 100,000 miles. From fragile electronics to fake efficiency tricks, these upgrades quietly drain reliability, kill resale value, and send repair bills through the roof. Most drivers won't see it coming until it's too late. Let's expose 21 stupid features killing your car and how to spot them before they destroy yours. At number 21, enhanced accident response. It sounds like fancy marketing, but this feature can literally decide whether you live or die after a crash. The moment your airbags deploy, your car's hidden safety brain wakes up and fires off a survival sequence, unlocking doors, flashing hazards, killing fuel or high voltage power, and lighting the cabin so rescuers can see inside. Every second counts, and this system quietly buys them for you. Different brands have their own playbook. Jeep and Ram call it the Enhanced Accident Response System. Mercedes refers to automatic measures after an accident. And Ford hides the logic inside the restraint module. Some even drop the windows or apply a post-collision brake to stop secondary impacts. The scary part? Many drivers don't even know it exists until they're upside down in the dark waiting for help. That's why knowing what your car does matters. A lit cabin can shave seconds off rescue time. A fuel cut can stop a fire before it starts. So this week, open your manual and read that crash response section. You might owe your life to it one day. That system saves you after a crash, but the next one can stop it before it happens. At number 20, Driver Alert Monitor. Fatigue kills faster than most drivers realize. One blink too long, one late correction, and it's over. That's why modern cars hide a silent co-pilot watching you closer than you think. A driver monitoring system spots drooping eyelids, sloppy steering, or wandering lane lines long before you do. The alert might seem harmless, a chime, a dash flash, or a vibrating seat, but it's often the split second that keeps fatigue from becoming tragedy. Automakers design it differently. Some systems study only steering rhythm and drive time. Others, like Subarus and Mercedes, use infrared cameras to track eye focus and micro-sleeps in real time. Even a half second of closed eyes at highway speed equals 50 feet of blind travel. AAA's research shows fatigue plays a role in 1 in 6 fatal crashes, more than official data admits. So this week, do one smart thing. Adjust your seat and wheel so your car's monitor sees your eyes clearly. It can literally save your life. Would you actually trust your car to watch you while you drive? Let us know. The next one? It's tiny, it's boring, and it could cost you thousands if you ignore it. At number 19, Fuel Cap Holder. That tiny hook inside your fuel door isn't there for looks. It's cheap protection against a 4-figure repair. Its whole job is to hold your gas cap while you fill up, keeping the sealing surface clean and free from pump grime, dust, or paint debris that can ruin the seal. Modern engines depend on perfectly airtight vapor systems. A single scratch on the gasket or filler neck can trigger a check engine light for an EVAP leak. Or worse, let grit drift into the fuel stream toward high-pressure injectors. One injector can cost hundreds to replace. A full diesel set can climb into the thousands. Even capless systems aren't immune. If the sealing flap gets dirty, you'll see check fuel fill inlet warnings or fight with the nozzle. The fix couldn't be simpler. Every time you refuel, hang the cap on the holder and twist until it clicks once. That tiny habit prevents massive headaches later. One $5 mistake at the pump could destroy 4 tires and your weekend. At number 18, we have Easy Fill Tire Alert. Filling your tires shouldn't feel like a guessing game. Pump, check, repeat, and hope you didn't overdo it. Easy Fill Tire Alert ends that routine completely. As you add air, the car's tire pressure sensors monitor the rise in real time and give you an instant signal when you've hit the perfect number. Each brand adds its own flair. Nissan flashes the hazards while you fill, then honks once when pressure is spot on. GM uses the corner's turn signal to guide you to the correct wheel. Jeep and Ram even include an off-road mode so you can inflate to custom pressures and still get the same "you're there" confirmation. Perfect pressure isn't just convenience, it's safety and savings. Properly inflated tires improve fuel economy, sharpen handling, and dramatically reduce the risk of blowouts. This week, test it yourself. Listen for the chirp, watch the flash, and let your car handle the precision. One feature, zero guesswork, and safer miles ahead. Before we move on, hit that subscribe button. This channel is full of the stuff your car manual forgot to mention, but your wallet will absolutely thank you for later. Number 17. Intelligent battery sensor. That dead battery probably warned you long before it quit. You just didn't see it. Modern cars use an intelligent battery sensor bolted to the negative terminal, quietly tracking voltage, current, and temperature every second. It knows your battery's exact charge and tells the system when to start cutting back on non-essential features to save itself. That's why you sometimes lose heated seats or see battery saver mode flash on a cold morning. The car isn't glitching, it's protecting its own power reserve, so there's still enough juice left to crank the engine. Ford, GM, Jeep, BMW, and countless others use their own versions, some even entering a deep sleep state below 9.5 volts to preserve life. The benefit? Fewer surprise no-starts and longer battery lifespan. This week, give your car a proper hour-long drive with minimal accessories running. That extra charge time lets the sensor recalibrate and can easily spare you a $250 roadside battery replacement. A dying battery costs a few hundred, but missing this next feature could total your car. At number 16, emergency braking assist. Most drivers think they slam the brakes hard in a panic, but studies showed we rarely press firmly enough. Emergency braking assist fixes that mistake. The moment you stab the pedal quickly, the car recognizes an emergency and instantly ramps pressure to the max, then lets ABS take over to prevent lockup. The result is shorter stopping distance without any extra effort. Mercedes first rolled it out in the 1990s, and now nearly every modern car has it hiding in the ABS system. You might not even realize it's there until the day you need it. Here's the key. EBA is not automatic braking. It only works if you hit the pedal first, and it works best if you stomp and hold, not pump. That single change, trusting the system, can turn car lengths into saved space. This week, practice one firm, straight-line stop so you know exactly what it feels like. At number 15, Ready Alert, braking. Ever feel that half second of nothing when you jump to the brake pedal? Ready Alert braking quietly erases that gap. The moment you snap off the accelerator, the car nudges the brake pads right up against the rotors so your next press grabs instantly. Stellantis calls it Ready Alert, BMW names it Brake Standby, and Mercedes bundles it into Adaptive Brake. The labels differ, but the move is the same. The stability control pump pre-pressurizes the system so line pressure builds faster when you finally stomp. That tiny time savings matters. At 60 miles per hour, trimming even 0.05 of a second translates to about 4 feet less travel before full braking begins. That can turn a close call into a clean miss. It's not automatic braking, and it doesn't wear pads prematurely. It simply makes your own reaction count sooner. This week, just remember, a clean lift before braking lets the system queue up your best stop. Would you let your car preload the brakes, or do you want full control? Be honest and let us know. The next one kicks in before you even touch the brakes, and could be the reason you stop in time. At number 14, brake pad wear sensors. Most people only notice brake pad wear sensors when a light pops up and the shop starts talking service. But this little circuit can save you hundreds by warning before pads grind into rotors and turn a simple pad job into a full-blown brake overhaul. There are two flavors. Old school squealer tabs make a high-pitched screech once pads hit about 2 to 3 millimeters of thickness. Electronic versions use a tiny sacrificial wire that breaks contact as pads wear, triggering an amber warning in the cluster. Both exist to buy you time before damage starts. Brands do it differently. Toyota often sticks with tabs, while BMW uses two-stage electronic sensors that even forecast miles left. That's why one car might squeal and another gives a countdown. The myth is that the light means unsafe now. In truth, it's a buffer. The smart move this week? Check your manual to learn which type your car uses, so the next warning makes perfect sense. At number 13, ice warning indicator. That little snowflake icon isn't just decoration. It's your car's way of saying, conditions are right right for surprise ice. Most systems trigger around 37 degrees Fahrenheit, a few notches above freezing, because bridges and shaded curves can glaze over while the air still feels safe. The sensor behind this warning is a simple thermistor tucked behind the grille or bumper. When the reading dips into the danger zone, the cluster lights up or pings. Toyota keeps it plain with a snowflake, while BMW adds a chime and a blunt message about black ice. The point isn't that ice is guaranteed, it's that physics favors it. Pavement cools faster than air, especially on overpasses. At highway speed, trimming even a few miles per hour when the icon pops up can mean the difference between traction and a spin. This week, treat that snowflake as your cue to add distance and ease off cruise control the moment it appears. At number 12, emergency shift release. Ever been stuck in traffic with a dead battery and a shifter locked in park? That's exactly why cars hide an emergency release. On older lever shifters, it's usually a small square cap by the console. Pop it off, press the button with your key, and the lever slides into neutral so you can roll clear. On newer by-wire systems, it's called a manual park release. Instead of a slot, you'll find a pull cable under the dash or console. That cable unlatches the parking pal inside the transmission, making the car truly free-rolling the second you tug it. The payoff is huge. You can clear an intersection, get off train tracks, or load onto a tow without dragging locked wheels. The catch is simple. Always set the parking brake first. Without it, gravity takes over the moment park is released. This week, open your manual and find exactly where your car's release lives before you ever need it. The next feature doesn't move your car faster, but it makes sure you can still move it at all. At number 11, hidden key fob tricks. Your key fob is more powerful than most people realize. Beyond locking doors, many cars let you hold unlock to drop all the windows and vent the cabin before you climb in. Some even close the glass and sunroof when you hold lock, though in certain regions, this is disabled unless a dealer activates it. Mirror folding is another underused feature. On brands like Mercedes, the fob can tuck the mirrors automatically when you lock up, perfect for avoiding curb scrapes in tight parking or preventing ice from freezing them against a wall. Remote start is the headline act, but it comes with guardrails. The car must be in park, the hood fully latched, and all doors closed. Most brands cap runtime at 10 to 20 minutes to limit fuel waste and emissions, then shut down until you reset with the key. This week, check your manual for long press commands. Unlocking hidden fob tricks can save stress every single day. At number 10, tow and haul mode. That tow and haul button isn't decoration. It's a shift strategy built to save your transmission and brakes. Tap it before pulling weight or tackling hills, and the truck holds gears longer so the engine isn't lugging, while downshifting earlier to add engine braking on the way down. Ford explains it clearly. The system provides engine braking in all forward gears. GM adds grade braking logic that watches for steady pedal pressure and automatically drops a gear to slow you, flashing a grade braking on message when it kicks in. The effect is real money. Cooler fluid means fewer chances of a cooked transmission, which can run over $5,000 to replace. Less brake heat means pads that last longer and no smoke at the bottom of the pass. One myth worth killing: tow and haul doesn't give extra power. It simply manages the powertrain smarter so you stay in control when weight and gravity fight back. At number 9, smart oil life monitors. That little percentage on your dash is more than a countdown. It's software quietly watching how you drive. Ford calls it the intelligent oil life monitor, and it doesn't just tick off miles. It tracks heat, idle time, short trips, and the calendar, then decides when the oil's additives are used up. GM's system is even clearer. It counts engine revolutions with temperature multipliers, caps mileage at about 7,500, and drops to zero after 1 year no matter what. Push the oil too hot, above about 260 degrees Fahrenheit, and it instantly calls time. It's a model, not a lab test, but it's built to protect engines across wildly different duty cycles. The payoff is simple: fewer wasted oil changes, lower costs, and protection when life is harsh. The mistake is treating the number like an oil level gauge. It isn't. You still need to check the dipstick, reset it properly, and respect the time caps. The next feature works in silence. watching your engine, your habits, and even your calendar more closely than you do. At number 8, active grille shutters. Most drivers never notice them, but behind the front fascia, your car may be hiding a row of flaps that quietly open and close as you drive. They're called active grille shutters, and their job is to smooth airflow when cooling isn't needed, then snap open the moment temperatures or AC loads rise. The gain is small, but real. Quicker engine warm-up in winter, a little less drag on the highway, and fuel savings that stack up over thousands of miles. Engineers even build in winter logic. Ford keeps shutters partly open in snow to prevent ice lock, while GM updated its software to run a brake-free routine after slushy drives. Failures are rare, but most complaints trace back to debris or wiring, not overheating. Left unobstructed, the shutters default open if there's a problem. Think of them as automatic air valves, quietly saving you gas and keeping warm-up time short. Take a second glance through your grille after storms or road trips. Clearing leaves, bags, or snow lets the shutters keep doing their work. At number 7, cylinder deactivation. Ever notice a V4 icon pop up in your truck? That's cylinder deactivation, your big engine quietly running on fewer cylinders when it doesn't need full power. By shutting fuel and spark off and holding some valves closed, the engine avoids wasting energy pumping air it doesn't need. The result is fuel savings you'll never feel directly, but you will see at the pump. On steady highways, it trims a few percent off consumption by letting the active cylinders work in their sweet spot. Audi, GM, Ram, and Honda all use their own mechanisms, from special lifters to VTEC-style rockers, but the logic is the same. Run smaller when load is light. Wake up instantly when you need muscle. The myth is that this starves cylinders of oil. In truth, lubrication continues normally. The risk is with the deactivation hardware itself, which depends on clean, correct viscosity oil. Check your oil spec and keep it fresh. It's the cheapest way to keep cylinder deactivation working smoothly. Do you trust these fuel-saving tricks? Or do you think they're just killing engines faster? At number 6, anti-glare night vision. Night driving often feels harder than it should, and glare is the reason, both from cars behind you and from the light you throw at others. Automakers quietly built layers of anti-glare tech that make those trips less stressful if you know what's happening. Start with the simplest tool, the flip tab on a manual mirror. It tips the glass to a dimmer angle so headlights behind you stop burning your eyes. Auto-dimming mirrors go further, using sensors and a chemical layer that darkens only when bright beams hit, keeping the scene clearer overall. Digital camera mirrors cut glare differently. They bypass the glass entirely and stream a live rear view, immune to tinted windows or cargo. At the front, adaptive headlights reshape the beam to light the road without blinding oncoming drivers. This week, clean your rear mirror or camera lens before a night drive. You'll notice sharper vision and less glare instantly. Night driving just got smarter, but this next feature won't show itself unless you look closely. At number 5, thermal night vision. Imagine spotting a deer or pedestrian hundreds of feet ahead, long before your headlights ever reveal them. That is what automotive night vision does, and it can buy you precious seconds at highway speed. The trick is infrared. Some systems use thermal cameras that pick up body heat. Others use near-infrared lights paired with a sensitive camera. Both display a video feed in your cluster or screen, often with icons that highlight people or animals, so you know exactly where to look. In cool night air, the contrast is striking. On a hot summer night or in heavy rain, the picture can flatten and even show an unavailable message. That is not a defect. It is how physics works. It is not an autopilot or automatic brake. It is an early warning. This week, clean the lens cover in your grille before dark and notice how much sharper the feed looks. At number 4, rain brake support. Ever press the brakes in a downpour and feel a scary split-second delay before they bite? That's water film on your rotors, and many cars quietly fight it with rain brake support. Here's the trick. When your wipers are set to low or high, the brake controller occasionally nudges the pads against the front rotors. You don't feel it, but it sweeps away water, so the first stop feels dry instead of mushy. Jeep's manual even says it happens with no driver input or notification. Brands call it different names: brake disc wiping, brake drying, but the logic is the same. Some VW and Audi models even let technicians adjust how aggressive it is, while EVs often run their own routines to scrub rotors that Region alone would neglect. It doesn't wear pads faster, and it won't waste fuel. To get the benefit, just use steady wiper speeds in real rain, not intermittent drizzle. We're deep into the final 3, and trust me, number 1 is a game changer you didn't see coming. coming. But before we get there, let's uncover the clever trick your truck uses to save your brakes without you even knowing. At number 3, powertrain grade braking. Ever notice your truck downshift on a downhill even when you didn't touch the shifter? That's powertrain grade braking quietly saving your brakes from cooking. It uses the engine and transmission to hold speed, so your pedal stays firm instead of fading on a long slope. Here's how it works. The control module senses you're on a descent, either by steady braking or just lifting off the gas, and automatically drops a gear. Engine revs rise, speed steadies, and your service brakes get a break. GM calls it normal, cruise, or tow/haul grade braking, while Ford brands it grade assist. But the result is the same: cooler rotors and calmer descents. It's not hill descent control, and it's not hurting your transmission. It's built in to protect you and your wallet, because replacing pads and rotors can run hundreds per axle. Want the payoff? Next downhill, let it hold the gear. It's working for you. At number 2, trailer sway control. Few towing scares compare to feeling your trailer start to fishtail at highway speed. Trailer sway control steps in before you lose it, grabbing individual brakes and trimming engine power to kill the oscillation. Think of it as stability control with a trailer-specific filter. The sensors look for side-to-side yaw that grows with each swing, then apply a quick brake nip and bleed torque until the rig straightens. Ford flashes a trailer sway reduce speed message when it intervenes, your reminder that tongue weight or speed may be off. Some trucks go further. GM and Toyota can even pulse the trailer's own electric brakes if you're using a factory integrated controller. Ram and Jeep manuals make it clear: turn stability control fully off and you lose sway control too. The key truth: electronics can save a moment, but they can't fix bad loading. Always set tongue weight near 10 to 15% before rolling out. At number 1, hill descent control. Picture rolling down a steep, slick hill with a full load. Instead of white-knuckling the brakes, hill descent control quietly meters brake pressure at each wheel while you just steer. It's like cruise control for going downhill, keeping you steady at a walking pace. The system uses the same sensors and ABS hardware every modern car already carries for stability control. Press the button at the crest, take your feet off the pedals, and the car pulses brakes automatically to hold speed. Some brands even let you nudge the speed up or down with cruise buttons in half-mile steps. Limits matter. Most systems only work below 20 to 30 miles per hour, and some require low range or first gear. Hold it too long on pavement and heat can build, so use gears first and let HDC do the fine work. This week, check your manual and test HDC on a safe slope. You'll instantly feel the difference. With these 21 car secrets in your toolkit, you're ready for more. Next up, mechanics hate this reset trick. Learn the free fix that solves most car issues without breaking the bank. Click here.